Welcome to day 502 of the journey begins. Let's make sure our chat and everything is set up. Looks like we're good. We're good. So we are going to continue working on the ravine. We're going to shoot for an hour today and do about 2 levels or so. Yeah, get it down to here. So these 2 levels. And that'll be our goal for today. And then we might go pick up some of the paper and gunpowder from Overmorrow. And bring a little bit over here. We don't want to waste it too much because sand isn't renewable yet, but speeding up this a little bit would be good, and then we can continue dropping some off over in Haven's End and work on that as well. We need to get the rest of our slabs down in Haven's End, and then we can start focusing more on that. By the end of the year, I want to have the slabs done so that we can sometime this year start working on the nether rack and make that next year's priority. And coming along. Go back and forth here, and I think we'll be able to make our goal of 2 pretty easily, I think. We'll come in, Cryo. How's it going? How's the Saturday? I probably won't catch everybody that comes in, but feel free to say hi and I will definitely catch that and acknowledge. Oh, and we're still working on editing our world tour video. Right now, we're leaning towards figuring out the right time-lapse speed for it, for the full thing. Put it over on, well, YouTube, well, yeah, YouTube, TikTok, etc., Blue Sky. Small enough video that will fit on those. Because the full version is going to be in VODs on TikTok, so if you look up My Trip Media VOD, you'll find the full world tour there. Oh yes, and I guess we should mention that we are live on Twitch and YouTube as well. But after we get the full video cut, then we'll cut out some of the individual pieces like Overmorrow, Inkwood. We'll cut out those into separate little videos and post those as well. Space that out. Yeah, we need to get back to Lego videos as well. We haven't done that in a while, and I want to get one of those out by 13th if we can, to kind of get back to that cadence. And I would like to do more of those, but for now the Lego videos are just basically time lapse. Making good progress here. Eventually we're going to come up over one of those caves that comes across the back. Well, the cave over there, some of it's going to come up here, so eventually we're going to hit that. Welcome in, Traffic Cone. How's the Saturday going? Good to see you. We're digging around a little more in the ravine, trying to get a couple more layers knocked out of that today. And then tonight we'll mend our tools and maybe grab a little TNT from Overmorrow and bring that over and see if we can augment some of this process with that, so we're not wasting too much of our TNT, but getting it done a little faster as well. Alright. Okay, good. And are we full? We are full. We're gonna need to grab off some supplies here. Yeah. Let's make some more. Oh, we have an extra torch, so let's just put it there. Now we can put our fish back. We'll need to go get some carrots at some point, but we grabbed a stack of fish while we were over at Guardian Temple. Or the Ocean Monument under the Garden Temple, not Guardian. There are guardians at the Ocean Monument. Coming along. Put a torch in here somewhere. I think we can do that. That's 3 lines. Thank you. Good to be back. Do this, then we'll put to bed, drop off our stuff, and do another layer. Okay, so that takes care of most of that. Okay, let's go grab cobblestone we left behind. And then we'll do this. So one more layer here. Coming down like level 40, Y48. Gotta be careful around here that we don't fall in. We know there's a cave system down here. Careful, careful, and there we go. We'll put our lines on each side of the staircase. And then we will start taking down the sections. Gravel here. We have a lot of gravel, so we'll grab all of that. Back to our fortune pickaxe. There we go. Yeah, this isn't going to take too terribly long. We did do a little exploring the other day. I don't think there's too extensive of a network. It's big enough, but it's not like a dripstone cave or anything. At least not until you get below deep slate levels. Go. We'll worry about roughing this out later. Now we want to get just down to bedrock. And then we can build a bunch of scaffolding in here and worry about like roughing it up and putting the water and other stuff in there. Welcome in, Braxley Reed. Hi, how's it going? How's the Saturday and working on any Minecraft projects yourself? And there we go. Another pass. You caught something? No. Almost there. We're gonna hit this by definitely by our 30 minutes, probably in the low 20s. Oh, thank you. Oh, welcome back, Spaghetti. Thank you for the like. How's the Saturday going? Yeah, good to see you. We're still working on digging down the ravine, but we've made a lot of progress considering the base was something up there and now we got it down here. So like it was in like the mid 60s. And now we're down to 48. Chipping away at a section at a time here, so yeah, it's still gonna take us several weeks, but I think we'll get through it. I guess the other thing we were mentioning is that tonight when we mend our tools, we're also going to try to bring some TNT from Overmorrow over so that we can try to speed the process up a little bit. Is that everything? Yeah, I think that's everything. Okay. Let's go pick up our material. That is a lot of cobblestone. Which, interesting enough, we're going to need probably all of it. Alright, let's chop off the cobblestone here, do this last little bit, and then figure out what we're going to do next. So this little cropping here is going to be the end of layer 2. Then we'll decide what we're going to do for the next 40 minutes or so. Should probably cut back there too, so maybe we'll do that after we get this part cut out. And then figure out what we're going to do next. Because, yeah. Oh, let's get our gravel there. 40 minutes isn't going to be in. We're not going to be able to mine the whole time because our tools are getting low, so we're going to have to mend them. So we might actually have to spend some of our stream mending, which we did want to do every once in a while. So maybe we'll make a mending day out of the last half of the stream, just to slow things down and get in the habit of that. So once we do have chat, then we can take the time to not divide attention as much. Do some low-key things. Got a skeleton down there. 2 skeletons down there. Let me get you to shoot each other. Alright. There we go. Then we take care of themselves here. Alright, so that took care of them. Now let's light up some of these lower pieces here. We can, when we fill this with, well, let's do other light sources because water is going to be at the bottom, not up here, so we won't. We're not going to do like Overmorrow and have water come all the way up to the top. Okay, so should we dig? Putting sideways, I guess. Right, so now we would do something like that. And this way we would still have a way up and in without flying, just in case we needed it. I think that works. So we'll just do this until daylight, and then we'll go fly over to Overmorrow and spend the rest of the time mending over there. And yeah, we're clipping this at the end of each stream so that we can do a time lapse later. There's a cave here. Goes fast. That. Okay. Pretty good. little bit of a quieter stream today. Not doing as much exciting stuff. Um, yeah, so this would be something like that. Yeah. Okay. That works. Come on, daylight. Can we do this? Yeah, okay. Cut through on this side and see what this is like. See if there's any of the cave tops that come back over here, because we should start seeing some of them. Oh, we're red now, so. Alright, so we're gonna have to take care of these mobs and then drop off some stuff. Hey. I think that's good enough, right? So we'll grab a fish. There we go. Take a rocket. Oh yeah, we need to do daylight so that we can do our clip and then we'll head out. Alright. Let's go start at that bridge. Okay, so we're at we'll be at 31 minutes here in a second. So we just have to remember 31. Then we will little view here. See the progress that we made. $31 to 30. 31.30. Okay. So making progress there. Now we're gonna fly back to Overmorrow because we need to mend our tool. And we forgot to do that. Well, combination of forgot and by the time we remembered, we had too many other things to do. is it? There it is. Yeah. The scaffolding works as like a poor version of a beacon. And try to glide in as much as we can. Save as much rockets as we can. Oh, there it is. We can just follow this road in and we should hit Overmorrow here in any second. It should start rendering in. That is all nice there. There we go. So here's the back of Overmorrow. And there we go. 2-point landing. Yeah, we're gonna do this because there's not much else that we can do. So without the tools, because we've already done a lot of the scouting. Do this. There we go. So we already know where the Inkwood library is going to go. We have a good idea of where our fake sandstorm is going to go. And we have a good idea of where Oasis City is going to go. We still need to rough it out. We could use cobblestone for that, but we probably will. But I think it will be helpful to have the sandstorm in place so that we can do that to go to the Gold Temple and then take the road from the Gold Temple to the Oasis City. And then we can worry about connecting Oasis City to a portal that goes back to just past the sandstorm as opposed to the Garden Temple. I mean, we could have the story of Barter's Bay and then Garden Temple, but I think we're gonna do Garden Temple, Barter's Bay. That's our plan. We'll just chip away at this and see how things go. Yeah, so we'll do this for a little while. About another 20 minutes or so, so longer than we usually would for like a closing out of a stream, but it needs to be done, and it's one of those things that's just going to showcase how we do this. Did do something with the zombie penguin farm, but I think there has to be player involvement for experience. I have to double check on that. But there seems to be a push for some reason in that direction. So yeah, so with that, if there's any questions about the story that we're trying to do, Minecraft, streaming setup, Legos, cooking, anything of that nature, feel free to drop those questions in the chat. Chat about things like that. We're pretty safe in here, so we can check chat more often and let this build up with zombies and then let the experience as we go. Yeah, we're still on the outline of chapter 16, so trying to get that a little more, let's say, polished. Which is probably better saving polished for actual prose, but enhancing, I guess, the outline. Maybe that's a better word, enhancing it. That when we get to the prose, we can do it a little easier. And there seems to be a shift of like chapter summary into writing versus beat elements. But I think we're going to stick with the beats for now, and if that story does reasonably well, then we will maybe change that up for the second book or a different book series. Because we have a few ideas on that side, outside of the journal side of things. Don't know how good the stories will be, but we'll put them out there and we'll see what happens. Worst case, we wrote a book and didn't do as well as we hoped. Best case, we get to keep doing more streaming and more writing and more building. What should we have down here? It's a good amount of zombie meat in here. And if you notice the glass here, we use that in our blaze farm as well, and over in the nether, because it isn't a one-hit material with the pickaxes, shovel, or hoe. So we don't have to, I mean, we can still break it with any of those tools, but it's not like stone where one hit with the pickaxe will break it, or one hit with the wood or leaves or something with the shovel and dirt Leaves with the hoe, wood with the pickaxe. Oh, hello, Chicken Wing. How's your Saturday going? Welcome in. We're doing some tool mending, taking some break from our ravine and larger project work to do some more behind the scenes work right now. But if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. Minecraft related, streaming, gaming, food, Legos, things of that nature. The stream glitched for a second there, but it looks like it's okay. FPS is back to, it's fluctuating 58, 60. It's not bad. Looks like we had an issue somewhere because we're about 13% of our frames were dropped due to rendering lag in the last 40 minutes. I'm not sure what's causing that, but yeah, eventually we would like to upgrade the streaming PC to a dedicated desktop and switch out our gaming PC with a dedicated desktop as well. And so we can use our gaming laptop, repurpose that for some of the mobile gaming, I guess. Not mobile phone, but being able to casually game away from the streaming setup. Do more development work on it. But we'll get there one day. And part of that is that we're using Restream right now to multicast. We'll probably stick with that for the foreseeable future. But I am curious how we can use as a multi-stream too. I'm curious if we can use that to multi-stream the same way to at least to TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. If we can do that, then I might give that a try at some point. The reason we're using, I guess, Restream is to cut back on resources, so it's just streaming once to Restream and then having it split the stream versus doing it locally and then having to do multiple renderings for each platform, which would be more resource intensive. And then we would have to watch kind of our FPS for and dropped frames and whatnot for each of the platforms. All right. We're getting there. It doesn't take too terribly long to mend the tools this way. Like once it gets pulled up. Typically what we'll do here is we'll just do it for a few minutes at the end of a stream, just to like wind down with chat. And then after stream off camera, we'll load this up on our Switch, or usually loading it up on the Switch. We'll let this fill up with zombies while we're working on like the writing project or some of our cloud upskilling projects. And when it's full, we'll just take them all out, gather the experience, and we'll do that a handful of times so I can kind of multitask a little bit. What are we looking at? I think it won't hurt to have the zombie meat on us so that we can drop this off and get some more experience and emeralds for this. Give it a couple more minutes and then we'll go over to the cleric guild, see if we can get experience there, and then we'll go to the TNT farm and start our outro, and that'll be the end of our stream here in the next 10 minutes. Right, 10 minutes. Let's see. Let's run to the end now. So this is going to be one of the smugglers' tunnels. Alright, so let's see if we can fit in here. Oh, let's make sure we have the right tool selected so that we can get some experience for it. But they're all traded out. We're gonna have to fill this up with zombie meat and another word. So we can't trade. What can we do? Oh, we need a smelter place here. We need to start figuring out some of that stuff. Do we have any? We don't want to use sand blocks. Something like that, maybe. Let's see what we got here. block of iron. So we have a material here, so we can drop our iron in there. Uh, oh, get the fish so that we don't need that. Okay. I thought we ran out of fish anyway. So the edge of this is somewhere around here. So what, say 230. So that means if we went at 50, that'd be 180. Oh, 180 is right there, right? So that's 180. And then if we sell at 50, is it 230? 31. Right, so that's 50 blocks there. And then if we wanted to do 30, we're at 105. So we'll just start here at 100 and then go down 30. So that'd be 70. It'd be 75, I guess. So be like that. Okay. And 180. Okay. Let's do this. So that's pretty good. Let's tap the four corners with torches. So this isn't going to be quite as gigantic as I was hoping. But we could also make this into another building or just cut down the size. Like that's why um, we're just kind of framing things out like that. So we can see, I wanted it a little bit longer, so we might actually extend it. That's 50 blocks there, so maybe we'll make it like 70 blocks or something. So it'd be a nice little bigger thing. I mean, we could also do something here, like in front of, oh, it'd be like a leather workshop, but I think we want more of the shops in the front so that when you're coming in from the world, you'll hit the shops. When you're coming in from the adventure area, you're going to hit some of the farms, and there'll be some shops on this side, like we have our string thing there. But the guild hall is down there, the cleric guild is down there. We have our lava generator there, which I guess is a farm too. Well, it's a farm. Our leather working here would be a shop, but kind of cows here, chickens in this one, but our, how do we divide that? Where the front end is more shop related and might also require a farm. So leather, but cows are the back end, or food shop here, but chickens are the back end. But we're not necessarily having a gunpowder shop, although we could somewhere. But if we had a gunpowder shop, it would be separate from this because you need more space for like a creeper farm. And same thing here. The iron farm needs to be bigger, so the bigger farms and things like that can be on the north side, and then more shops on the south as a kind of soft guideline, I guess. I think that will work out because we've got some dripstone and lava over here, which could be small, but that'll work. So we actually could move some of those over here, and that would help us fill out this, because our only other option is to take something like this and move it where this line is here next to our bamboo farm and put a big warehouse there. But I think having it here is okay. Granted, this would be the entrance to like probably the eighth realm, maybe. I'm guessing that angle will be roughly the 8th realm. So they would be coming in kind of right behind the warehouse. Versus the center line would be more of the shops. Maybe that could lead to some tension in the stories. But we'll see. We'll just have to see where that comes in. Where the road for this might come in. Because we're only building it out as we add stories to the realm. So we got a long time before we have to worry about that. So with that, I'm thinking that's pretty good. Because our only other, well, not our only other option, we said we can move it there. That's one big one. We could see if we can get up to this here, and then we'll turn around. We'll end up here, okay. So you can see it again there. So we definitely want it to be longer. Our other option would be putting it in front of the wall here. But I feel like in between the string farm and the wall might need to get pushed out a little to give a little more decor, because we have like a 5 block or 7 block gap there to give it more texture. So that would cut in here, and so our warehouse would be kind of small. We do have that little space here along the river here. And I guess our other option is in between what we're going to do for the dripstone and our lava generator down there. We could have this gap in here be a warehouse extending a good distance down. So there's a nice gap here. We could also put the warehouse over where this fossil is, and that way the fossil could be inside the warehouse, and do something like that. Maybe we'll do something like that, and we'll turn this into we'll move the back in a little bit, and maybe we'll make that the library. Because if we did something there, I don't think we have any farms around this. Yeah, so there's no farms here. So we could do that. So 100, like something like here. This 100, 100. It's far enough away from all that other stuff, I think. So I think that works, right? And it's gonna have to come on the inside though, because this looks like a fairly narrow path between the park and the warehouse. If we do like a, say like a 73. Yeah. And this would be 100, right? So how deep did we want to make it? Say if we were going for, it's 30. This. Yeah. Is this wide enough? It still looks like there's a good amount of space around it, so maybe that will work. Now, yeah, we'll fill all of this in. I think this will work. Oh, not here. Yep, that works. So that actually works. Right. So if we put torch there, okay. Oh, we're actually a little over an hour now, so I think once we get this done, then we'll we have plenty more, okay. Okay. The bird's eye view looks like it's not too bad. Yeah. Go up to our tower here, our Cooper farm. Yeah, it's a little close in the back corner there, but I think if we could do something here so that this isn't like a major thoroughfare and make it into like an alley. And then that means that we can even make it further narrow, at least down to one path, like where the park kind of comes down, or do something with that. Give that a little character there. And our park is walled in. You have that kind of laid out. So I think that's good. I think that makes a good warehouse. It's a little bit bigger. And we can cut down the size of this one here. Pull it in a little bit from this corner. Pull this in so that it makes it a little closer to the wall. So pull the back side in and then this side in. Make it into like a little library. So we'll reduce the size of that probably, but I think that's good. And we need to go around with signs tomorrow and probably do that before our ravine. Make sure that we are like labeling these places of what we want them to be, so that we can start framing out some of the structures. But with that, we're gonna call that an end to our stream. So thank you everyone on Twitch and everyone on TikTok. Traffic Cone, Brax, Spaghetti, Chicken Wing. for the channel, for the likes and follows. Appreciate it. We are trying to get to 300 followers on TikTok and make affiliate on Twitch. So if you like these low-key, chill, story-based building kind of streams, feel free to share. If you want to check out more of what we're working on, you can check us out on Linktree. So it's linktr.ee/mindtripmedia. That will have links to the VODs over on YouTube. Mostly Lego Build YouTube channels there. You'll find links to our TikTok, Twitch, Blue Sky projects there as well. So if you want to support us in any other ways, you can find what else we're working on there. And with that, we will see you tomorrow for day 503 of The Journey Begins. And we'll start labeling some of our framing in Overmorrow and get back to the ravine work in Inkwood. Have a good Saturday.